All right, so we're gonna talk about how you actually achieve what you want in 2025. Now, I'm sure you guys see videos like this all the time from different people. Maybe you saw a video like this last year in 2024, and maybe you weren't able to make that change, that at least that you want. Okay, this is how you actually go ahead and change maybe your life. You might not change your whole life completely, but at least you can get the ball rolling this year. You have to understand that things take time, and once you become the person that deserves these big changes in your life, they will come. But you first have to become the person deserving of these changes. So whatever goals you guys have set for 2025, whether that's to make your first 10K month, your first 5K month, whatever that is, you first have to ask yourself, are you the person deserving of these things? Okay? Because that is a hard question to answer, right? Because we don't really know who deserves these things because we've never been the person to deserve those things. So you first kind of have to look at others that are, maybe making that much money, maybe people that have already, are already at a certain type of success, and, really think to yourself, how do those people, operate? How are those people able to receive these things? Because that is part of it. You have to really become that person that deserves those things. When I got my M4, I didn't just get it. Okay, I had to become the person deserving of that car before I was able to purchase it. And another thing I would do is really just like visualize and just like pretend I already had it. So you could definitely do this as well if you guys have some type of materialistic goal like that, like getting a car, getting some type of specific, maybe a motorcycle, whatever it is. Having something like that, you can also visualize it. And I think that's important. One way I visualized, having a car was I would watch YouTube videos. As embarrassing as it is, I would watch YouTube videos of people driving the car that I want, right? I would watch those videos, like POV videos of people driving, and I would watch those pretending as if it were me, okay? And that's really embarrassing, but I think it's something that you need to do, right? If you're really about it, bro, if you really want it, you're also going to probably be entertained by those videos, right? You're going to see what it's like to actually be behind the wheel without actually being behind the wheel. So I think that's very important as well. Now, touching back on really just like changing who you are, that's hard. That's the hard part, right? Because you can try to do all these different actions, right? You might get, a month of motivation to start something and then you stop. So the only way to really get to a certain type of success is to fully transition into that person forever. Okay, so someone who's actually willing to put in an hour, 2 hours a day, every single day. Okay, if you're not willing to do that, you're gonna have a very challenging time to become the person that's deserving of whatever it is you want. Okay, so that's the first thing. You really have to become that person that's making that kind of money to get what it is you want, or whatever kind of car it is you want. What is that person that owns a supercar doing that you're not doing? And I'm not saying like what type of work is he doing. You don't need to copy their type of work. You just need to have the same type of work ethic that they might have, the same type of mindset that they have, a growth mindset. Someone that constantly thinks that nothing's possible. You can't really make any money doing online things, or dropshipping saturated, Amazon saturated. If you have that kind of mindset, yeah, obviously you're not going to make it work, right? So you kind of have to live with a bit of an abundance mindset. That's very, very important. That's something my mentor taught me, is living with an abundant mindset. There's thousands and thousands and millions of dollars to be made for everyone. Every single person you think of, you can make millions of dollars. You really can. So once you adopt that abundance mindset, it will also help you as well. But the other thing I really want to talk about, especially for 2025, is goal setting. So a lot of people set goals, and if you haven't set a goal, you really should set goals for 2025, because goal setting is important, not just because obviously setting goals is good because it makes you feel good, right? When you actually tell your goal out loud, it makes you feel good, right? It releases a bit of serotonin in your brain just because it feels like it's almost like you've accomplished it even though you haven't, right? So don't say your goals too much, but it is important to have those, on the top of your mind, because when you're constantly thinking about what your goals are, you're also going to be thinking about how you're going to accomplish them. So one thing my mentor taught me was to try to, have your goals at the top of your mind always. He reads his goals every single day. I don't do that. Okay, maybe I should. He's much more successful than me, but maybe I should be doing that. But it's very important to think of your goals, because that is how your brain will naturally start thinking how you're going to accomplish them, because it's subconsciously stuck in your brain that you need to figure out a way to make 100K this month. You need to somehow figure out how you're going to do that. So you're gonna subconsciously start working towards what's the most important thing to do to get you there. Okay, because if you're not thinking about your goals, you're just gonna start going through your day-to-day without really, changing how the day is playing out. You might just get stuck in a routine that isn't really changing much. So that's why you really do want to think about your goals. The other thing that is very, very important is setting goals that I think are a little bit unattainable, okay? And so what I mean by that is you want to set a goal that seems scary, okay? Set a goal that seems a little scary that you're like, well, I don't know if I could do that, okay? Because if you set goals where you know you can do it, you don't need to think. You don't need to think, and then you might get really lazy. You might get lazy and you might not actually try to pursue those goals as hard, because you're like, oh, well, I know I'm gonna make it. I know I'm gonna hit that goal anyways, so it doesn't really matter. Once you set a goal that's like, damn, like, yo, I actually have to think how I'm gonna do this, it's very, very important. That's how you really expand your mind. One person that really explained this very well to me was Hormozi. He took an example of, the person making 10K a month, he wants to make 20K a month, right? That's not a crazy jump. He'll eventually get there if he just kind of keeps doing what he's doing. He keeps plugging away. But the person that makes 10K a month, that wants to make 100K a month, he has to really expand his mind. It's not really just about working more. Now it's about, okay, well, what's driving the most amount of money? What type of things do I actually need to be focusing on in my day-to-day to actually get to that revenue number? You have to think that way, right? If you just set some baby goal, it doesn't really matter, because you're gonna get there anyways. So you have to think of stuff that actually makes your mind really expand to actually get there. Hopefully that makes sense for you guys. If it doesn't, drop your comments. And I would love to hear some of your goals in the comments. So make sure you guys drop some of your comments. I'm curious to see what you guys have for goals in 2025. And I hope you guys can all accomplish them, because we can all win. We can all win, that's for sure. I'll see you guys in the next one.